new day. Very, very good morning to you once again. And it's time for our business segment, proudly brought to you by Peak Milk. Now, this morning in business, we're talking about software development in Ghana. And to help us with this discussion, I have Mr. Godwin Martey, who's the CEO of Websoft Solutions. Good morning, sir. How are you doing this morning?
I'm great.
Okay, so we're talking about software development in Ghana. At the moment, what is the situation with software development? Has there been an improvement? Is there a decline? Is it a popular field? What is going on with software development?
I think the patronage has increased, greatly in the recent times. Yes, Ghanaians are beginning to, get their awareness and understand that this thing can be done right here. So companies are beginning to, get used to local developers who have mastered their craft.
Who have mastered
their craft, yes.
Are there a lot of very skillful people in this area? How long have you been in the business?
7 years.
7 years?
Yes.
Are you being patronized as much as you want to be?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. What are you doing right with your company?
Well, I think excellence is key. And one thing about technology is there are standards. If it's good, it's good. Whether it was built in the United Kingdom or it was built somewhere around Betom or Kofodia or anywhere, it doesn't make any difference. It's technology. Computer in America is computer in Accra.
Okay.
So if it's solid and it's working, then it's working anywhere.
Okay. Now, let's be honest about it. We are nowhere near Silicon Valley. But do you think that we will be in the near future?
Yes, it's possible. It will take a while because they have access to infrastructure, very highly working, effective infrastructure. They have access to huge investments and all.
You're talking about Silicon Valley, that is?
Yes.
Okay.
So probably they are way ahead. But
what will it take to get us there? What are some of the challenges in the industry?
I think, from my experience, the challenge in the industry is more of awareness, and then we need more of skill, human capacity. We need more people who are very skillful in this area. Okay, people who are very, very skillful in this area who can handle almost anything. And then we also need very good infrastructure. If you still have a system where you cannot be guaranteed of, let's say, 99.9% uptime for your internet, for example. That can be a challenge because some of the softwares ride on internet stability or internet connectivity. So if you work is like a multi-party consortium. If you build a particular software, for instance, maybe it needs internet to work well. So, and you're not the ISP. So if the ISP giving you the internet feed, it is not giving you very stable connectivity, it might frustrate the product you have developed. Doesn't mean that the product is not standard. But if you put it in another platform,
it will work perfectly.
Exactly.
So these are some of the challenges in this part of the world that's hindering your progress.
Exactly.
Okay, now you keep talking about skill. How did it all start for you? Were you very skillful in the beginning, or is it something you had to learn? Did you have to master the skill?
Okay, obviously, in this part of the world, there is no particular school that can really make you a pro. That's a fact. They give you the basics. So
it has to be an inborn thing?
Well, inborn is generic, yes. You must be gadget crazy. You must like, devices, computing. When I was in secondary school, I never did anything about computer. I was never even asked, what is a computer? It was not part of anything I studied.
Wow.
Yes. But it was when I was about to go into the university, my dad told me that God said I should go into computing.
That's what your dad said to you?
Yes. And I was like...
What were you going to study?
I wanted to study medicine.
Okay.
Yes, but But
your dad saw a vision.
Yeah, my dad maybe changed my vision, but through that time I actually liked IT stuff. I liked computer games and all that. So I didn't find it weird or impossible. I felt it's something I have a flair.
Were you happy to go towards that field, or you just did it because your father said?
No, I was very happy.
Okay.
I was very happy. It wasn't something that was beyond out of my scope of thinking. Yes.
Okay.
And so I learned basics. I studied computer science, but in school most of our syllables are outdated. That's a fact. Well, things are changing now.
Are you saying the things you studied in school haven't had any impact with what you're doing now?
It did, because you see, computing grows. Even when a particular language is outdated, there are still basic, syntax, semantics. Yeah, that are not completely annihilated. So they are still relevant for even learning new languages and new skills. Okay, so the bedrock is very, very important.
Okay, yes. So since you didn't acquire this through a learning process or through education or anything, how did you come about it? How did it all begin for you? At what point did you really begin to get into it?
Okay, while I was still in school, I developed more interest in computing. But I think that what gave me the commitment to this vision of IT was the fact that, first of all, I was desperate for financial freedom. So because I wasn't born rich.
Okay, so that means it's a commercial avenue. It's a very lucrative venture.
Every venture that is well done is lucrative, whether it is law or medicine or computing, whatever it is.
But this is where you saw as being lucrative for you.
Yes, and it was one of the easiest business to start. Because if I want to start, if I'm a doctor and maybe I want to start a hospital, I probably need huge capital to set a hospital with all these gadgets, microscope and all that. But for computing, one laptop, you're on your way.
So you saw that avenue, you saw and you decided this is where I can.
I think so. I saw wisdom there. Yes.
Okay.
And while I was in school, one of the advantage I also had is that during my end of semesters, I don't stay at home. I go to companies to learn to work for free. So, and it was a software development company. So I used that to also learn how things are done in the industry, because what you learn in school and how the ball game in the industry are not exactly the same. You know, they have similarities, but they don't really match. They don't really tally.
So you started off with just your laptop?
Yeah, it was actually a borrowed desktop in Kofodia. It wasn't even mine. I borrowed it from a friend. And I remember at a point I had a problem with the machine. The hard disk crashed, and I needed before the denomination, I needed 35,000. Is it 350,000 Ghana cedis, which is 35 Ghana cedis now.
Okay, yes, that would be 350,000.
Yes, to fix the hard disk, and I couldn't get it, so I was arrested.
Okay.
And I was taken to the station, and I was put behind counterback. And I had to call a friend to come and bill me, to come and pay. When a friend came to, he also charged interest.
On that money that they billed you.
Exactly. But it didn't kill
So with that first desktop that you obtained, what did you do with it? What was
okay,
the first
it was in
thing
my
you
uncle's
developed?
bedroom.
Okay.
So you see, another advantage of computing is that, especially software development, web development, and all the rest, most of the things you need are resources in your mind. They are things you've learned. They are in you. You don't need physical. So if you have learned it, you have learned it. So I had to sit down and start programming. Okay, I first of all bought a bicycle. After I've trekked for so long, I had got some cash, then I bought a bicycle. So I went through the town, combed through the town to find opportunities that I can use computer to solve. Okay, I didn't grow up in Ghana, so when I came, that's what I was looking at. So I saw shops, and some of the opportunities are still there today.
Like what?
A lot of them. Most of the
example.
SMEs there. Like there's a new software we have developed now.
So you're really being patronized by the SMEs, aren't you?
Yes. Actually, first thing is that affordability. They can afford internationally certified or developed softwares. They are very expensive, and you don't have that close support because the developers are not immediately
close to you.
You get it.
Approach and all
exactly.
That.
And when you need, it's not tailored to the African challenge. Our system here has its own ball game. Right. So the best thing is to get in-house people in the country who have lived in it, who understands how it works. We just scavenge and
quality.
Of course, quality. Of course. You can do without the quality. Right. You know, but if you have a quality, let's say qualified Indian, for instance, who is in Ghana, who is building a software for a local company, and you have a qualified Ghanaian who have stayed in the system, understands how the system works, I think he will be able to do a better job.
I see.
Yes, because he communicates, he understands the terrain better. So he doesn't have to come and do feasibility studies and do research. He is the research. He grew up in it.
Okay, so we've established that most of your clientele are the SMEs. How affordable are you?
It's relative. At these days, we do
because
beyond SMEs.
You mentioned that they like to patronize
banks.
you because you're a bit more affordable than maybe the international ones, and the proximity and all of that all come into play. So can you give us an idea how exactly affordable you are? And are you being patronized by the big companies as well?
Yes, insurance companies, banks and all that patronize us for several solutions. We don't just do software development, we do a lot of other things. In fact, we do motion graphics adverts, we do network and system support, we do multimedia, we do social media and marketing, we do a lot of other things. So there is market, yes.
Okay. So these are basically some of the services that your company,
Websoft, yes.
Websoft, you give out.
Yes.
So what about the big companies? Do you find that they're a bit reluctant to accept your product, or do they see you as being just as equally qualified as your international counterpart?
Let me be honest with you here. See, the big companies like the banks and other corporate huge corporate institutions, they are not sentimental. They go for what they want. So if you are from Accra or from Begro or from Abidjan or from Lagos, and you have the capacity and the resources to deliver the standard they want to make them win the competition they are in, they will go for you. Okay, now that's their first point of call. Before they start looking at pricing and several other things, they look at functionality and efficiency. So the competition the edge you now have is pricing. So if there's a foreign company who has a great software that will solve their problem, and you are in-house in Ghana, and you have built that same kind of software, or even with better features that is even more tailored to their challenge, and it's less expensive, they'll buy it.
Right. Okay, now you are a very young, successful entrepreneur, doing fantastically well in your field. What would you say would be the factor that has really propelled you to where you are now?
If I'll tell you the truth, I'm a tongue-talking, faith-filled, Holy Ghost, crazy Christian.
So you owe it all to God?
Yes, faith. I think that with all the challenges in the system currently,
but there are a lot of people, I mean, I'm sure Ghanaians are, when we talk about Christianity, we are up there. So there are a lot of people that believe in God and all of that.
No, it's
but
not
they
true.
may not be as successful as you are. So there must be something else that you're doing well.
First of all, let me correct the impression that there are a lot of very committed Christians. I don't think that's true. We have more people who are religious. For instance, this is a typical morning. Before you step out, you could have probably prayed, not because you're in a hurry to go to work, and listen to the Spirit of God to tell you what to do in your day. Because no matter what is happening in the economy, no system designed by man has the ability to dominate a Christian who walks by faith. No matter what dollar says, no matter who is the president. So if you really walk by the Spirit, in fact, it helps you become more committed even at your workplace. Because the Spirit, that same Spirit, will make you diligent. It will tell you don't go to work late. I'm not talking about being religious, going to church and clapping and giving offering. I'm talking about one-on-one relationship with the Master of the universe. Yes, he will fine-tune every area of your life. He will tighten all the loopholes. And beside that, there are a lot of other factors, like having the right association, which is also connected back to your spirit. Having the right association. I have very few friends who are forward-thinking people. I don't see them argue with people on irrelevant
So you're basically
topics.
a very focused man, focused on your business, and then you're very, okay.
It helps.
But I'm sure that along the way or the journey, there have been a few bumps, a few obstacles. What are some of the challenges that you have encountered along the way?
The obstacles are still
They are still there. every day you encounter them.
Obstacles don't change. They only grow. They rebrand. For instance, if I needed 100 Ghana cedi, 2008, when I needed to print a few call cards and some flyers. Today, I could still have an obstacle, still called financial inflow. It's just that the figures would have changed. But so the obstacles are constant. They need to be there. That helps you grow and become better.
Okay. What sets you apart from other software development companies around?
I think that what we are doing well, that I have compared with our competitors, is that we give closer support to our customers. For instance, we have a live chat on our website that anytime you are stranded with anything, if you are calling lines and you're not going through, you can easily go online and have a live chat, and it's working. So I think that our support is very great, and we get a lot of referrals too. A client A will just tell client B, oh, these people are great.
So you must be doing something right then to be getting the referrals. You're doing a good job, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, we are not yet very there. We are still getting better. See, as a young entrepreneur, you are confronted with all kinds of beasts, all kinds of factors. So you keep fine-tuning, you keep getting better. We are not even yet where we want to be. You see, but at least I think we are improving. I think it's getting better.
Where do you hope to take the company, Websoft Solutions, in the next few years? Where would you like to see yourself?
With our latest product that allows you to even monitor your shop. Let's say you have a perfume shop, you work at TV3, and you have a boutique or a pharmacy store or a warehouse or a perfume shop. The challenge is monitoring. You don't want to, you want to be able to have another income stream, but you are not You can't leave your 9 to 5 work
To
and
go
sit
and
down there.
monitor that.
And it's not convenient always calling the cashier who might not, whose learning curve may be lower, who may not be as astute as you, because you may want to get somebody who can afford to pay, and it doesn't need too much skill to use the system. So you have to always call. That is saying, what's today's sales? No, you don't need to do that again.
What's going on?
With the new product we've done, you can monitor your shop real time. You see, so you can know daily sales, daily profits, monthly sales, everything right on your tablet, on your phone. Exactly. So as sales are going,
talking images, or we're talking?
No, if somebody comes to buy this cap from your shop, you are not there. The shop is at, let's say, Nima,
right?
And you are sitting here. You just finished program. You are relaxing. If somebody just bought this cap at your shop and the sales are made, transactions are made, you can check. It will show on your phone. You have an admin panel that will show you all the transactions that are going on at your shop. So you are able to even call and say, oh, you just sold 6 tins of milk, and when you are running low in stock, you can know. It tells you stock level and everything. So, and you can restock from your phone, from your PC, and everywhere you are.
Indeed,
so
this is innovation in technology.
Yeah, it's a major breakthrough, and we've been working on that for about a year. And that's the kind of software that is taking us global. That's what we see, because there's markets all over.
And that is what is setting you apart from your competitors.
Exactly.
Many thanks for coming through this morning, Mr. Godwin Martey, who is the CEO of Websoft Solutions. We've been talking about software development in Ghana. This has been the business segment, proudly brought to you by Peak Mill.